Good morning, respectable sir or madam. My name is Muni Prasad and I am from Bapatla Engineering College. Today, I want to demonstrate my project, that is Boston house pricing. These are the necessary import statements. The NumPy module provides many tools to work with multidimensional arrays, and Pandas provides many tools to work with data structures and analyzing of data. The matplotlib is used to draw the graphs. The matplotlib.pyplot makes the matplotlib as MATLAB. The matplotlib.animation is used to create the animations. The scikit-learn module provides many pre-built-in algorithms and datasets, etc. The ipython.display is used to display the HTML viewer. Every machine learning project, the first step is data acquisition and processing. In our first step, we are loading the Boston dataset by using this instruction. By using print function, let us observe the data in the Boston. In order to process the data, we need to access the particular cell value. So Pandas module provide a beautiful object, that is data frame, which makes us to access a particular value at any cell. So we are loading all the features into the data frame by using this instruction. By using print function, let us observe those features. Now by using the same data frame technique, we are loading the target values too. And to observe them, let us print them once. To work with features and target, we need to combine them into a single data frame. For this, the Pandas provide a method or function, that is concat. Let us observe those values. They are like this. Data frame provides a beautiful function, that is describe, which provides the number of values for each attribute, mean value of those attributes, standard deviation, minimum 25% of the values, 50%, 75%, and a maximum of those values. In the next step, we need to find the most correlated value with the target value. So data frame provide a function, that is core. We can see that in this instruction, and we are using the Pearson method of calculating the correlated values. And let us print those values. They are like this. In this, we can observe that the correlated values are given from each attribute to all those other attributes, but we require the correlated values with each attribute to the target attribute only. So I take a for loop for this, and I take only the correlated values with all attributes to the target. Now we are using linear regression technique. In linear regression technique, we use a line equation, that is y equal to mx plus c. It contains a dependent variable and an independent variable. So we need to find out those attribute which has highly correlated with this. So we are now get the correlated values of all attributes with the target attributes. Let us sort them. Before that, we are zipping those both labels and correlated values, and we are sorting them here by using this instruction. And to make sure, I just printed once. Now here I separate both of these values and labels. These labels will be helpful while we are taking the bar graph. If you observe this, the first is the highest correlated value as we sorted. So the attribute is none other than LSTAT. We can do this by using a bar graph. These are necessary things to draw the bar graph. If you observe this bar graph, the LSTAT has highest correlated value with the target value. So we are taking LSTAT and the target. We can observe this. We are taking all the LSTAT values to X and all the target values into Y. Let me show something now. If you observe this, the LSTAT ranges from 1.73 to 37.97 and target values are ranges from 5 to 50. We have to normalize the values because whenever the dependent and independent values are in different ranges, it is difficult to work with them. So we are transforming both of them into a same scale, that is 0 to 1, by using the min-max scalar object. To convert them into the range of 0 to 1, we are using scalar object fit transform function, which takes all the values in the column manner. But we have all the values in the horizontal manner. So we need to convert into the vertical manner. For this we are using the reshape function of the NumPy. The other step, we can say the next step is splitting the dataset into the training dataset and testing dataset. By this instruction, I am splitting the dataset into the testing and training datasets with testing dataset size as 20%. Now we are training the model. To minimize we have an optimizing algorithm, that is gradient descent, and we are following it now. In gradient descent, the procedure is we have to initially take the slope and until it reaches the threshold value, we are updating the M and C values by using the update function, where we update the M and C values using the cost function and learning rate. We can observe this here. To demonstrate the changes in the error and slope and M and C values, we are also storing every change in MC values and error values. Now let us observe them by using a small animation. To create an animation, we are using a function, that is func animation, which is require two important functions. Those are init and update frame. For init, we need two things, that is figure axis, which are provided by the matplotlib.subplots, and we need a line function we can get by the plt.plot. You can see them in this instruction, where we have to say that animated is equal to true. To display the video, it is the instruction. These are the testing data set. The green dots are the testing values. The line that is moving is the MNC line which is moving to make best fit to it. If you observe the final, the most points, the line is passing through the most points. If you want to observe the training data set and the line which we get, which decreases the error, let us see this. By using these instructions, I draw this plot where all the blue dots indicates the training data set and the red line indicates the least errorized line. Now let us see how the error value changes from our assumption to lesser than the threshold value. This is the plot we get, and I use these instructions to draw this plot. Thus we get the required MNC values. Now we have to get the predicted values. For each test values, we have test data set. For each test data set, we have to get the predicted values, and we can get them by using this instruction. We are making a data frame with the testing data set, X values, target values, and what are our predicted values. And this data frame represents that our training and testing is completed. Now we have to predict the price of a house, but we have used the min-max scalar object which changes the whole targeted and attribute values to the range of 0 and 1. So we have to reverse them to bring to the original values. We can do this by using the scalar object inverse transform function. For this we have to provide the data in horizontal manner. So by using NumPy reshape object, we are converting all column data to the horizontal, and by using scalar object inverse transform, we are obtaining the original values. To display in a data frame in a particular manner, I used these instructions, and this is the final data frame where these are the predicted values, these are the target values. We can observe them. Finally, I want to say thanks for the Sci-Fi Labs and AICTE teams for providing this course. Thank you, respectable Sir or Madam.